we're finally back. It's been so long. Happy Labor Day!
In a lot of ways, for the viewers, this is going to feel like the episode after the return, because we filmed an episode, like,
That has not been
4
released.
weeks ago,
More than that, right?
at least, and never posted it, which is mostly on me.
Ooh. Yeah, that's true.
I have a wild life right now.
What a bum. Anyway. Yeah. I told you at the barbershop, it doesn't matter how much you work. If you leave early, you're a bum. You know? So, like, we don't make our own schedule. So, like, we could even leave, like, at the normal time. Like, PJ works until 2:30 on Mondays. Kevin's like, what time you leaving, PJ? He's like, 2:30. Like, yeah, what a bum. You know? Because Kevin's working till 7 today. So,
Good for him.
yeah. Well, he doesn't usually work Mondays. Freaking bum. But anyway.
I've had a crazy schedule,
Much has happened.
but we've done some fun things,
Yeah.
I think.
I got a tattoo.
Golf clap for that. First tattoo.
First
I
tattoo on a
think
month.
that I already had this tattoo the last time we filmed. It would have been super fresh, though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think my scab is coming off.
It looks really clean. It looks really good.
Is that what it's supposed to look like? I don't know.
Yeah, I like it. I
First
think
tattoo.
I'm going to get something similar.
Are you going to get the art? Well, you can't get in the same placement. You have an art tattoo there already. I mean, you could. Right there.
I was thinking of doing something more like, boom, like right there, like off center, just kind of
slap it on there like a
yeah.
sticker.
Something that will fit later in a greater patchwork piece and feel interesting, but right now just looks a little out of place.
Well, that's one of the things I thought about this. Like, if I had more tattoos and like a patchwork piece, then this would look better as it is. But right now, since it's by itself, it looks kind of sad and lonely and small. So I'm gonna get an armband around it. And
It's
gonna
cool
look
though.
much
It
better.
seems cool.
I got the appointment to get that armband, and
You got the
it'll look
appointment?
So much better. Yeah,
When's that?
it's like 2 weeks from now. I think it's the 12th.
Cool.
The 12th.
And that's with Sheena?
Yeah,
Has she ever done an armband before?
I don't think so. No.
But she feels confident? Did you
I
talk to her
guess
about
so.
it?
I did talk to her about it. I
Yeah?
mean, she knows
All
what
right.
she's gonna be doing. I mean, as long as you get the stencil on there, it shouldn't be an issue, right?
Can't be that hard, right?
You
Yeah,
just
well,
gotta get the
it goes
stencil on
all
there
the way
and trace
around
it.
your arm, though, right?
Well, yeah.
So it's got to be straight. That's the
That is
also
thing.
the packing. It might kind of hurt.
Oh well.
You'll be fine.
She blocked up a long time. It's like 3 hours. I'm like, it takes 3 hours, man.
The full packing
Of course,
on that?
this took like 5 minutes. Dude was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he does.
He does this specific tattoo
Yeah.
all the time. He barely even followed the stencil. He just basically free-handed it. It's
Cool.
unique.
I
He
like
put
it.
the stencil on there, and he did follow it, but not like strictly. He wasn't like exactly where it was. He just didn't.
That's really
But I
interesting.
mean, it looks good.
I'm excited too. By the time we film again, I will have mine.
You'll have yours too, yeah. You're about to leave.
We're
on
leaving.
Sunday.
Yeah, less than a week. We're leaving.
Fun stuff. I just got back from somewhere. I went on a little.
Yeah?
I went on a little kayak trip, float trip, over in Missouri. We went down on Friday and we hung out. Actually, one car went early at like 3:15. The other car, they had to wait because soccer game or something. And then they came and they didn't show up until like 11 o'clock at the campsite. So we were just sitting there by the fire chilling for a couple hours waiting for them.
Sounds kind of nice, Loki.
Tell you what, it was cold at night sleeping. It was cold because we were in a cabin. There was mosquito wire and like some boards with gaps in them around it a little bit. It wasn't like sealed in any way, shape, or
Insulated.
form, or insulated. So no, you could hear like all the bugs absolutely screaming all night long, and it was cold. We were all huddled in them sleeping bags. Not the best sleep ever. But anyway, Saturday, we had to be ready to leave for the kayaking at 8:15 in the a.m. We got up at like 6, dude. It was great. But anyway, yeah, then you drive like 30, 40 minutes maybe, and then you get on the river and you kayak back. So we did that. It was fun. We got ahead of the rest of the group. There was 2 buses of people, like 2 full school buses. And we got on first because we didn't want to save anybody after they inevitably get stuck or capsize or something.
Right.
because Shay's been on this several times. They've even like helped staff this river before, so they're pretty familiar. We just left everybody behind. And then when we got near the end, we hooked our kayaks in a circle, connected them to each other, and we were just chilling and trying to troll people a little bit as they caught up to us. And then we were like, we should go. And we went and we passed everybody again, except there was this one guy.
This guy.
And this yellow kayak. And Mr. Savannah Banana over here was a machine. He was just paddling, did not stop. No breaks. Bro was a unit. And
wow.
What we do, you paddle a little bit, you coast, and then paddle a little bit, coast, and give your shoulders a little bit of a rest. We're not pushing that hard,
Right.
But this guy, no time off,
wow.
bro. This dude was an absolute machine. He was just paddling. Of course, Titus and I took that personally. We were not gonna let the Savannah Bananas win, bro. So we just locked in like full steam, just paddling. We caught this guy and then we passed him, and of course he wasn't stopping, so we couldn't let up either. So it was the last like mile and a half of river. We were just pushing it as hard as we could, and Marshall and Sam and Eli joined us, and we were just getting there as hard. It hurt, dude.
Yeah,
the shoulders were burning, but we could not stop. We had to claim the glory. We had to get there first.
There you go.
So we finished the route ahead of everybody else, and then sat around for like 15 minutes to wait for the girls to catch up because we just left them. Bye. But yeah, that was the crazy thing we did.
Very cool. I last night went with my wife's family to see Linkin Park.
You went to see Emily and Mike, huh?
Yeah. Which is a callback to a conversation we had probably about a year ago on this pod.
Yeah.
About Linkin Park. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a huge Linkin Park fan. Really. Like, I don't have a lot of history with them. I listen to some songs, particularly since my wife likes them. And she and her twin brother really get it from their dad. He's like the big Linkin Park fan. So we all went to Linkin Park, and it was at the arena, and I don't like arena shows already. I'm a big fan of smaller, more intimate shows. In fact, this week I'm going to see Strings and Heart in Lawrence.
Oh, yeah?
At the Bottleneck, so that'll be fun. GA pit tickets, like that's what I'm talking about.
No, thing I wasn't invited to.
This guy.
Anyway, carry on.
It's just me and my wife.
Oh, so romantic. Is that thing
Going
I
to
keep
a
getting
rock
ads
concert.
for? Or I don't know. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, it was
How was the Linkin Park show?
the Linkin Park show. So
it wasn't great then, I'm guessing.
So there was like $20-30 million worth of AV equipment.
Yeah.
And they used it.
Well, that's good.
It was pretty like very visually awesome. Mm-hmm. Like every kind of light you can think of, they had. They have like the lasers on top of the movers, on top of the strobers, on top of the bars.
Well, that's the thing. If we're gonna have a big, high-budget arena show, you might as well just have a huge, super high, expensive production value.
Well, and if you're Linkin Park, like they have the money, and they don't have a whole lot of other draw, right? You're going for songs that are not going to be done justice at this show.
That's true.
She ducked out of almost every Chester song. Like, she was relying on the crowd to carry them, which, like, for the big pop, like, in the end, the crowd carried, and she didn't have to sing, and it's whatever. But for a lot of them, she just kind of didn't sing, and it was kind of painfully obvious that she couldn't really sing the songs.
I still don't know why they did this, bro. Why you do this, Mike?
They could have started a new band, and the show I would have been like, okay, this is awesome. And they could have done a couple of Linkin Park songs.
Yeah, but
right?
they would have sold a third of the tickets.
Right, they wouldn't have sold the tickets. They wouldn't have had the budget for the epic show. That's exactly the reason. But like every single new song off the new record slapped sonically, like beautiful. Her screaming is awesome on songs that were written for her.
Yeah.
And they go hard. Like, it was heavy. I was headbanging. I had a good time on the new songs.
Yeah.
The old songs, just, it felt like a struggle. It felt like they were just trying to be something that they couldn't really be anymore. But, you know, the fans seemed to like it. It was a pretty full show. It was not capacity. They had the upper sections turned, like, off, sectioned off and whatnot. And it was basically completely full of, like, divorced dads. I kid you not. Like, you looked around, it was
Target
just
audience.
like some kids, some young people in there, like scattered around, like people like me and all this stuff. And then like tons and tons of just like dads with like their hands in their pockets going,
Jerry!
the casual
Bye-bye.
headbanging.
Oh, yeah.
Singing all the words to in the end, like it just means everything to them. It was a wild experience, and it felt like I was somewhere that I didn't really belong.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
even
yeah,
though
yeah.
normally at like rock concerts, I'm like, yeah, this is it. But the production value was there, so it was cool, and it was
Well, that helps. That helps. Did you ever hear about those Chester Bennington conspiracy theories?
yeah. His son,
Did they kill him, bro? Did
his son is fully convinced.
they? Maybe.
You know what? I don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about it. You know, speaking of conspiracy theories, did you hear all the chatter online about the president?
Oh my gosh,
President passed away,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
Well, did you see? There
just
was, like,
wishful thinking
there was, like,
from
a
liberals.
Simpsons episode, or it might have even been fake, that said Donald Trump.
I think it was fake.
Passed
Yeah, I
away
think
on September
I saw that
29th.
it was. I saw an
Or
article that
August
said it
29th.
was fake. I haven't watched. I didn't go watch all the Simpsons
No, obviously
episodes
not,
to,
no.
to determine.
No, and then his ankles were swollen or something, and he had a bruise on his hand.
Dude's super old.
Yeah, he's like freaking 80 something, isn't he? Isn't he in his 80s now?
I don't know. He's
I don't
old.
know. And we hadn't seen him for 3
Old
days.
man run country.
You better
That's
not see
what we
people.
do around here.
Can't see him for 3 days, so. And then J.D. Vance said something about he would be president if the president died, which we knew, but okay.
Yeah, that's just obvious. Like, okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you for that deeper level thinking, J.D. What's J.D. stand for? Joseph David? John Derek? Jim Dawson?
Jim Dawson. Justin Deroni.
Justin Taroni? Jason Derulo?
That's what it is. Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo Vance? I don't know. It's a good one, though. I guess he's alive. He went to go play golf or something, so good for him. Hooray. Orange Man happy. Played
Okay,
golf.
I have something that I've been thinking about
Oh, no.
over the last week or so. I talked to my wife about it, and she was like,
Was it Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's engagement?
no.
Oh, okay, go ahead. We should make that the thumbnail just for views.
Moment of silence
Engaged?
for that.
Why are we having a moment of silence?
Because we're tired of hearing about it.
No, we're gonna make this the thumbnail.
I know, even though we're tired
Kelsey
of
Swift
hearing
engagement. He's gonna take her last name. What? Just all the clickbait.
And then, like-
and then get extra views, and the people will all hate us. And well, we don't want the Swifties to hate us, but anyway.
I wouldn't mind it. Like,
No.
all the comments and
For legal purposes, we've been advised to say we love Taylor Swift. And thank you to Beyonce. Carry on.
Okay, so I talked for like 30 minutes about this topic to my wife, and she was like, "That's nice."
Yeah. It's always nice to lecture your significant other about something that they don't care about.
So every decade,
Yes.
like from 1980
Sure.
to 2010s,
Okay.
has made some pretty significant cultural like achievements in the United States.
I'm listening.
Right? You could think of something probably that peaked.
What peaked in the 80s?
I don't know, but probably something.
Okay.
Like
You
certain
just-
genres of rock music, right?
80s hair bands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like some people would argue that like Cars, maybe. Like they really enjoyed the Cars of the 1980s.
Okay.
And maybe it's not peaked, but also it's like had a renaissance. Had this like really bloomed.
Sure,
in
sure,
some
okay.
way,
Yeah,
right?
had a-
In
had a little
90s,
heyday of some
I would
sort.
really like. I'm a big fan of 90s style,
Grunge.
and 90s grunge music.
Grunge happened in the
and
90s.
even like graphic design in the 90s.
Jet skis, the American Dream peaked in the 90s.
Right. In 2000s, well, I was going to say the American Dream peaked in the 2000s in terms
Okay.
of like, being able to own a home and stuff like that.
I don't know, 2000s and then 2008, there was
Right.
some
The
stuff
late
happening.
2000s, it changed, right? But in the early 2000s, you could own a home. There's a lot going on in terms of like TV, sitcoms, right? Some of the
Sitcoms did go
biggest like
crazy in the
sitcom TV in
2000s.
the 2000s. I don't really want to talk about the 2010s because my memory is very different from a lot of people's. But like 2010s worship music had like a real like coming of age. Even if we like pre 2010s better, we can say that they definitely really achieved something themselves.
I guess so.
Right?
I mean, rap music kind of peaked in the 2010s, right?
I mean, it definitely had its cultural takeover, right? While it may not be the
that
best rap
started in the
music, it was like
2000s,
the
but-
most wildly popular genre of music in the 2010s.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe I'm belittling the 70s to say that there's not as much. But I
The
can't.
disco era was real, bro.
Right, but like
The hippie movement.
I don't want to belittle any of that stuff, right? And also hippie movement,
I'm
as
listening
someone
for
who
the
didn't
point
live
now.
through any of it, I push it a little more to the 60s, right? But the 70s, single family homes. No era has had better architecture for single family homes than the 1970s.
Now that's a wild reach, bro. 70s architecture is the most like somebody was on LSD and just started
Yes.
scribbling.
No, dude. So like
You're saying better architecture? There's not nobody had more
It's
wild,
so
crazy
awesome.
architecture.
the conversation pit is goated. You know what a conversation pit is?
Yes, I do.
A sunken couch, no TV, right? Because the 1970s is before the advent of like all this wild TV, right? We didn't all
Sure.
have TVs in our living rooms in the 70s. So it's built around conversations, the interaction with nature and home, right?
Whatever.
So like
You remember when we were house shopping for houses in Lenexa and we found that one that had the atrium with like the plants in the middle of the like you walked in and it
Yeah.
was right there in the entryway
Yeah.
like living room. There was
That
this
sort of thing.
huge- That was insane. Like, bro,
I'm not
imagine the
saying that
snakes that
every
would be in your
was a
home,
win,
bro.
but I'm saying that I really appreciate what they were going for. Huge vaulted ceilings with giant windows, right? Multi-story
I
windows.
think this is a terrible take. Everybody in the comments, L take.
While like the use of natural light, the use of angles.
Bro's an
right?
interior designer now.
Instead of looking like this, the houses look like this.
Shout out to Jay-Z.
Like the angle and then the wall, right?
Okay.
So like The Incredibles.
Yeah.
The architectural style of The Incredibles. Beautiful.
Was that
That is
70s?
quintessential 1970s architecture.
Okay.
The way so like
I thought it was the
another
60s.
popular thing is or was
I think everyone
a-
universally agrees that the 70s was the era of like a swing and a miss for everything culturally and design related.
No.
Fashion, hair, music, the hippies themselves.
They
the
tried.
Interior designing. It was just all we were reaching, and that didn't really pan out. You know, even the
I
color
like-
palette of the 80s was like, it's a bit of a stretch.
Dude, all these
We took everything too far in the
boring
80s. In the,
beige
in
houses
the 70s.
that were built in the 1980s.
Because we took everything too far in the 70s and we were like, all right, we need to dial it all the way back. You know?
It's so disheartening and sad, though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the
I
problem...
appreciate the excessiveness
This
of
is
the
what I've
70s.
been on. This is what I've been on.
And also, here's the thing. If you took a home that was built in the 70s and has all these cool elements to it, and you remodel it, maybe you tone it in a little bit if you feel like it's too out there, that's like peak.
Okay, so this is something I've been thinking about here a lot. And I kind of talked about it a lot, too. I don't know if with you. How to say this? You know, in the movie Fight Club, when our narrator is talking about...
No.
You never seen Fight Club?
I've never seen Fight Club.
Okay, well, the narrator is talking about single-serving life. Single-serving friends, single-serving shampoo and conditioner, everything single-serving. We now live in a world where everything is mass produced. We got mass produced clothes, mass produced food, mass produced homes, everything's mass produced. Your bread was baked in Pennsylvania or something and then shipped on a truck to come be a price chopper for you. You know, nothing's local. Everything is mass produced, including homes. We don't really have anything like indigenous anymore.
Right, it's copy paste.
And nothing is unique, nothing is indigenous. Everything is a template. So that's basically the approach to homes. And that might be something that's changing. I think a lot of people care more about independent culture at this point. That's one of the things that kind of ties in with the death of mainstream. Just in general, mainstream culture doesn't exist anymore. Nothing is mainstream. Everything is some sort of niche. And I think people might be a little bit tired of mass-produced everything. You know, we don't want mass-produced entertainment anymore. We want some niche person that nobody else has heard of. We want some personality. We desperately want something to be interesting or different or unique. Yeah. And I think that could be a trend with like style as far as interior design and stuff too. That was huge like in the 70s or whatever. You know, we're going to be different. We're going to be colorful. We're going to be artsy. We're going to be way out there. We're going to reach for it and fall short, but we are not going to be bland and simple. You know, they're building neighborhoods out there and housing developments that are 24 of the exact same house on a street, you know. It's all like that. And I don't know, maybe it'll change.
Yeah, I would like for it to change. I think that unfortunately changing that is kind of a luxury that only the rich can afford.
Yeah.
Right? Like I appreciate that and like I want to do that. So like I would pay a little bit more for the local made kombucha as opposed to the mass produced. When I
don't like kombucha, by the way. I tried it. And I was
I'm
like,
sorry
I'm not a fan
for you.
Anyway, carry on.
You're missing out on something.
I tried it. Okay.
Have you been not drinking any kind of soda though?
Not really. I don't really drink soda.
So as long as you're not drinking soda, I feel like
I'm a Celsius guy.
Celsius is it's supposed to be better than most other like energy drinks, but it's still an energy drink. But,
I mean, it's like 200 million vanillas.
Yeah. Well, I drink kombucha as like my alternative to any kind of soda or anything.
I know it's just too vinegary, I guess. Anyway, carry on.
Well, so I would pay a little bit more for the locally grown kombucha,
if you can
afford
it,
and if I can afford it, right? And in a lot of ways, there are things that I would if I could afford it, and sometimes I can't. Some of these things I can't afford to get the locally grown, get the higher quality, get the more unique. And I actually had this conversation last night. Multiple members of my wife's family paid $50+ for merch for a big band, and like they then have to tip on that too, and the tip literally just goes to the vendor who's processing the merch sales, and the band doesn't need the money, and also so many people are buying this.
Emily
and it's at this ridiculous markup. I was like, I don't buy merch at arena shows. I rarely go to arena shows, but I definitely don't buy merch at arena shows.
We buy merch at the small venues.
I buy merch from the small venues. Like I bought a T-shirt from the electric guitarist of Gabe Price and Friends. Like he was the one that handed it to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, he's back here slinging merch. He's the one getting the money for this. I'm supporting live music. I'm supporting indie artists.
You're supporting him, yeah.
Supporting him, literally. Like, he's here doing it himself. And I really appreciate that much more. And also, it was a cheaper T-shirt, right?
Sure, yeah.
You know, because they can't charge ridiculously, but I feel like I'm supporting something better.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I would like to live in a world, I think, where we cut out a lot of the middleman situation that we have right now. And I'd like to live in a world where you can be independent and local. Like I said, indigenous. You know, like if I had a house that was the only one like it, built in a place, you know, it's built in a place where it only fits here, you know.
Right.
It's designed differently. It's not like every single neighbor I had, you know. Or if I had, I wear clothes from a thrift shop that are different and have personality or something. Or I'd like to go shopping at a place where the stuff was made here, the food was grown here. I think there's space for that, and a lot of people are interested in something like that that's less commercialized. Less standardized, less mass produced.
Yeah.
I think it could be a good thing, could be a trend.
Brand voicing as well. I know that it's starting to feel like a little bit of a reach maybe as a comparison, but that reminds me of the Cracker Barrel situation that's been going on where they attempted to rebrand.
Yeah, they made it too bland.
And people felt like, oh, it's too bland. Like, we really appreciated what was unique about you, and like we appreciated that you didn't fit in with what's popular. And of course, Cracker Barrel's behind the scenes like, oh, you appreciated it? Well, then why weren't you here like eating? Right?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like the point still stands. Sure. What people say they want, at least.
I just saw I think I might have sent it to you. Maybe not. I might have just liked it. But I saw this thing on Instagram. There was this chick who was a higher up at Applebee's. Mm-hmm. And she was told, like, once you get, if you can get the company to this point, then you'll become the CEO or whatever. Well, you'll be promoted.
I think I've heard this story.
And she was like, all right. And she, did a good job. Shareholder value was up, stock prices, everything was going well, sales were up. She was like, all right, CEO now? And they were like, yeah, no, never. So she left, went to IHOP. I think she might have even become the CEO of IHOP.
Or the parent company or something like that.
IHOP specifically. And she learned that IHOP and Applebee's use very similar vendors for a lot of their food. They get stuff from the same place. It's all very similar, so they bought Applebee's. IHOP bought Applebee's, and she called the CEO, and she was like, hey, now that we've merged, there's really no need to have both of us here, so I'm going to have to let you go. And, wow, what an ultimate power play. What a flex.
Quick little fact check. IHOP does own Applebee's.
That's right. Yeah, dude. Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Dude?
Boss babe moves.
About a heist is never just about the loot. It's a power move. Come on now. You get it? Did you see that movie?
That's right. Yeah, I saw it with you.
Oh, we went together? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew that. It's a power move. Anyway, I went to a movie last night.
Went to a movie this week as well. It actually fits in the conversation. I don't go to the movie theaters that often. I keep trying to say I'm not going to go see any more Marvel movies in the theaters because every time I do, I hate it.
Sure.
But I will go, like I went to see a movie this week almost entirely because it was not tied to any previously existing
Independent,
IP.
not a franchise.
Yeah, not an existing IP. And I was like, okay, well, it might not be the best movie in the world, but I'm going to go see it just like to show my support.
I wonder what Austin Butler's paycheck was because he put on like 30 pounds of muscle for that.
I'm sure it was good. I'm not saying it's an indie film. That was clearly a big budget film.
He was like the main star, and it wasn't like a remarkable movie.
No, it wasn't anything super special.
It was just all right. I put it up there, put it down there, I guess, with like a working man or something like that, like a
I haven't
regular.
seen that, but
there's run of the mill.
There's a lot of action movie schmuck. I feel like it's a little better than that.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as like a regular action flick. There was a little more depth to it than your average Jason Statham movie, but
or Liam Neeson.
No,
I much prefer a action movie that doesn't lean like sci-fi.
Yeah,
there's not enough of those anymore.
A little more based, a little more gritty. A little grungier. I think
also,
that was one of the things.
The
that's kind of a grungier style.
As a period piece is probably crazy for a lot of people to see, but I think it's super cool. Like capture the 90s. That's one of my favorite decades to like look back in history at.
Austin Butler does really good in any grungy film. Like as a grungy character, he just kind of that's his vibe. A little bit gritty. Yeah. Sounds nice like that.
Mildly bad boy.
Yeah.
A mediocre boy.
Now that movie, I'll say it was absolutely wild, bro. Well, it got in that horrific situation. Like, that's crazy. Definitely a stretch. I don't think that's how gangsters work,
I mean, the details are not. But, like, when the police are corrupt and there's nowhere you can turn, And for like there's something terrifying about the powerlessness of someone like being pulled into a situation against their will.
Yeah.
And then there's literally no way out because you go to the police and they're in on it too.
Yeah,
That's a wild.
that for sure. But for me, the thing is like those goons just showed up and beat him up for no reason. Like, bro would not have gotten pulled into that like this, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty unlikely. But anyway, that's all the time we have for today. We've rambled, and we've caught
Hopefully
up a little
this
bit.
one actually gets like posted.
Hopefully it gets posted. We might have to switch to that, twice a month or once a month situation we were talking about.
Yeah, we're just so busy. Me personally, I'm
You
so
personally,
busy.
yeah. Anyway, I block out the time for it every day. So I mean, I still have the recurring Monday blocked.
Yeah, so Jonathan literally just has to show up and talk for 30 minutes, though.
Yeah, it's much easier for me.
I have to edit, put together a thumbnail.
I'm the talent. What can I say?
Upload it, all that stuff. Maybe I should outsource it to We're not making money on this,
Yeah,
so
no.
I can't afford to pay someone to
Join our Patreon. We're starting a Patreon. One
Are you
subscriber.
going to set that up?
No, 2 subscribers a month will pay for it. All right. Bye.